The Silent Feast. In a small, forgotten town nestled between the mountains, there was a legend about a house that everyone knew, but no one dared speak of. It sat at the end of a winding road, half consumed by the surrounding forest. For as long as anyone could remember, no one had lived there. Yet every night, lights flickered in the windows, casting eerie shadows that danced across the broken cobblestones. One autumn evening, a young woman named Evelyn, curious and driven by a fascination for abandoned places, decided to explore the house. Armed with only a flashlight and a notebook to document her findings, she ventured inside just as dusk settled over the town. The house was as decayed as expected, crumbling walls, dusty furniture, and the unmistakable smell of rot. However, something was odd. A large dining table in the center of the main room was immaculately set. Plates gleamed under a thick layer of dust, and tarnished silverware was arranged neatly beside each one. She counted 6 places, each with an untouched glass of wine, as if awaiting dinner guests who never arrived. Suddenly, a faint whisper echoed through the room, chilling the air. Evelyn froze, heart pounding. But her curiosity outweighed her fear. She pressed on, exploring deeper into the house. Each room told a different story of lives lived and then abandoned in haste. There were no signs of violence, just an unsettling emptiness. As she returned to the dining room, something was different. The plates were clean, the glasses drained, and in each chair sat a figure, barely visible in the dim light. They were gaunt, their faces pale, with sunken eyes that stared directly at her. The silence was suffocating, but the whispers had grown louder, filling the room with the sound of hushed, indistinct voices. Panicking, Evelyn turned to leave, but the door was gone. In its place was another chair, facing the table, with a single empty plate before it. She looked at the figures, who now seemed more solid, their whispers louder. One by one, their heads turned toward her, their hollow eyes beckoning. The flashlight flickered, casting long shadows that twisted unnaturally around the room. The figures rose slowly, their skeletal fingers pointing to the chair. A voice, clearer than the rest, whispered in her ear, "The feast must never end. Sit." Evelyn felt her legs buckle as she was pulled toward the chair, her body no longer under her control. As she sat, her hands moved on their own, picking up the silverware. The others around the table grinned, revealing rows of rotting teeth. One by one, they lifted their glasses, now filled with dark, viscous liquid, and drank. As Evelyn's eyes glazed over, she realized the truth. The house wasn't abandoned. It was hungry, and she had become the next course. And from that night on, another place was set at the table, waiting.